Hi, I'm Stephanie. Today I'm going to share with you how to make a fashion design portfolio for college, for internships, and for getting jobs after college. I myself went to fashion design school and had to set myself apart from thousands of applicants. Then I went on to work in the fashion industry for 10 years, working with luxury houses with big names before working for myself and starting up my own business. I'm so excited to share my own personal portfolios with you today because I want to open up the curtain to what is otherwise a very secretive kind of world. There are not many people that like to show their portfolios because it's a highly competitive part of the business, but I'm here to show you my portfolios from 10 years ago. That's right, they're a little dated, but I think that they're gonna get your brain clicking in new ways to show your own designs in a better way. If you're excited about this, please comment below and tell me what kind of designer you are and if you are trying to apply for an internship, for college, or for a job. I cannot wait to hear from you. When you're applying for a fashion design program for college, you have to set yourself up from thousands and thousands of other applicants, right? The way to do that is not through sending a very basic binder full of drawings. The way to set yourself apart is to set yourself apart from the instant they see your portfolio. So let me show you my portfolio. That's right. This purse was my way of standing out. I designed and made this to be worn on the shoulder and to just show how creative I can be and how I think outside of the box. I used basic bookbinding techniques in order to make this purse, but I suggest you think of your own clever ways to make your portfolio stand out from the beginning. Now let's take a look inside. The opening pages of the portfolio have my name and contact information so that the reviewers can identify me and place this portfolio with my college application. I'm gonna skip over that so that you guys don't have my personal information. Now, it was my responsibility to tell a story. I wanted to sew and design since I was 9 years old. So I included a photo of me in my first sewing project with a date of 1994. From then on, I showed some of my sketches and some of the practice and design projects that I made for 8th grade dance and prom and a lot of the other formal affairs that I had in college or in high school. Although these aren't the best drawings ever, they show that I took the initiative to learn and hone in on my craft. And you can see as the years go by how much better I get. When you are creating your college application portfolio, it's really good to show a wide variety and amount of things that you've done just to show how passionate you are and how hard you've been working and how much you really want this. So more is a good thing in your college portfolios. I also included some fabric swatches in here to give a little bit more depth and texture to the pictures. You can see some sequins. And then included a few live photos of me wearing the dresses. Now, these were just taken in my own home against a yellow wall, but this day and age, get creative, share how you've shared them on your social media or, any creative photo opportunities that you can do. There are a few more. You can see my sketches are getting a little better as the dates progress. I also included other designs that I don't have pictures of, but things that I had been working on over the years. You can see everything this far is pretty much all formal wear because that's what I was into when I was in high school. I was very into creating and designing the dresses for all of the formal events that I had, not my regular school outfits, and that's okay. But I thought it would be a fun element to combine my two passions of dance and fashion by designing a few costumes to wear on stage as well. And then with my dance group, I did end up creating a few looks. And again, this was back in the early 2000s, so this is the age of Christina Aguilera and Britney Spears, so you can see the reference there. But that just showed how, even though I loved fashion design, I was able to take it and incorporate it into other parts of my life as well. So also when I was in high school, I took classes at the local junior college to better my drawing techniques. So here's an example of one of the projects. Let's say self-portrait. Some other drawings, and then some examples of nudes that I did in my life drawing class. And I think this is great to show my drawing skills, but it was also great to show that I took the initiative to take a class at a junior college because it was something that my high school didn't offer. One of the other things I love to do is create jewelry. So I also included a page that showed some of my jewelry and beading designs as well, even though it's not directly related to fashion. It again shows my creativity level. And lastly, just as a funny little nod, I included a picture of a top that I made that matched this portfolio. And I think that was the kind of kicker on the top to say, hey, look at me, not only did I make this portfolio, but I made a top to match. So I hope showing you my portfolio for college really gives you some ideas for how you can add more things to your fashion design portfolio to help you stand out. Now I'm going to show you the portfolio that I worked on in college, my senior year, in order to get my jobs after college. This was something that I actually worked on in college as a class. So my senior year, we were offered a class called Portfolio Design, and it was to help us gather the works that we worked on for the last 4 years, as well as create new projects and put them together in an enticing way to show our interviewees. We were asked to buy a Pina Zangaro Screwfolio, and these are super professional and durable, and I highly suggest you buy one as well. You can see they're made out of a really heavy-duty plastic, and the pages screw together, which makes it really great so that you can always add and take out more or less pages as you want. So you can see once you open it up, there are 3 screw locations, and you can always add more pages or take out pages so that the portfolio fits your needs. In contrast to the college portfolio, this one jumps right in. There's no need for me to provide personal information about myself. I go right in with my AutoCAD drawings of a scarf I did in college. The reason I included this, even though I worked on this freshman year, is that it was a highly intricate CAD drawing, and it was really important to show that I had really good CAD skills. On the next page, I showed 2 colorways of that CAD scarf that I worked on. So one that's more colorful and lively, and one that was a bit more moody and bold. And again, I included this because this was using my Photoshop skills, and it was really important to show the interviewers how well I knew how to use Photoshop. So the next portion of the portfolio is something I worked on my senior year of college, and the project was to create a mini collection that would only live in your portfolio, so not something that we had to design and sew outside of the portfolio, but to find a creative way to make it pop visually in your portfolio. I was very inspired by music, and so I chose the song Mustang Sally as my inspiration. It's very retro and old, and what I wanted to do was sort of an exploration of pleats in this collection. So you can see here, I got a lot more creative with the poses that the girls are in compared to traditional standing up croquis. And it may be hard to see, but on the right-hand side here, I have tissue paper in a very intricate fold pattern because this fold pattern was highlighting the pleating techniques that I wanted to do on this dress if I were to make it. The same thing holds true on the next page, although after 10 years now, this dress has gotten a little squished. But again, I used tissue paper to really stand out away from the page. And then I have my sketches on the right-hand side here. Here's another similar page. With this girl, you can see the plan was that she was to have a red and white striped dress, but I was pleating it up so much that the top section would be all red. So again, I'm showing that and with the intention without actually having to sew this project, which I think is a creative way to think if you're not the best seamstress in the world. The next thing I go on to share are technical drawings from one of my internships. So I had a job in New York City between my sophomore and junior year of college, and my goal there was to do mainly technical sketches and then help with print and pattern design. And you can see how applicable this would be for a job for a hirer. Not too many pages here, but just showing a variation of dresses, tops, skirts, and some print and pattern placement that I did as well, just so the interviewer can understand my skill set. The next page, you actually have to flip this way. And make sure that if you do something this way, they both are in the same orientation so you can view your portfolio top to bottom. And this was for my second internship between junior year and senior year. And this is a project we did looking at some competitors. So I was working with Coach, and I looked at some competitors, so Michael Kors and Burberry London, and some of the items that they had in their line, and what I would do to sort of differentiate them, make them new and different, and at the price point target they had given me. That is showing a lot more than just pure out-of-the-box design thinking. That was showing how can I design something that looks realistic within the budget placement. At this point, you might be asking yourself, well, what happened to all that evening wear that she designed going into college? Well, it's really important to understand that in my 4 years of college, I realized I did not want to design evening wear. I didn't want to do knitwear. I didn't want to do lingerie. What I wanted to do was ready to wear. I wanted to do everyday clothing, everyday pants, tops, and day dresses, and that's my skill set. So my portfolio reflects that specific skill set and the types of jobs that I was looking to interview for. If you consider yourself an evening wear designer or a knitwear or lingerie designer, then you should have a portfolio that's heavily focused on those specific categories. The final section might be hard to see here, but I called it Funk Until the Dawn, and it was basically a compilation of a lot of the other projects that I worked in college and had my friend model for me in college. And it was just kind of like a goofy photo shoot that we did and a way to tie all of the other items that I had made together. Even though they weren't cohesive when I designed them, the photography and styling of them brought them together for the purpose of this portfolio. I've included it at the end of the portfolio because it's the least relevant item to the interviewer. Most of the important information is all at the beginning. And so by this point, you might not even get to this point. Oftentimes the interviewer will just flip through a few pages and be done. And so you might not have time to walk them through your whole thing. And then lastly, I finish up with more technical sketches of those designs that I had just highlighted on the previous pages. Thank you so much for watching this video today. I really hope it helped inspire you to create your fashion design portfolios and make them stand out. If you like this video, please hit subscribe below and click thumbs up so that other people can find it. Thanks so much.